What's up? What's up? What's up? If you can hear me and see me, let me know, please. We will get started in just a second or two. Just making sure everything is working properly and give people a chance to sign on. Stavros says, hey, Chris. What's up, Stavros? How's it going? Robbie says, what's up? Michael says he can see me. Well, that's unfortunate for you, but I'm glad that it's working. Stavros says he's looking for a chance to win the freebie. And see, I thought you just liked the pleasure of my company. See what we can do about getting YouTube going. There we go. YouTube, if you can hear and see me, please let me know. That is when you start showing up. Shero is here. Robbie says he can hear and see me. That's fortunate. It's a little early to tell, but we may have actually gotten through a whole week of this without any technical difficulties. Whoever's thrown all the hearts and likes, I really appreciate that. Alan just joined. Shero says, hey, Chris. Hey, what's up, Shero? Russell Freddie Edmonds just joined, so now we can officially get started. Live on YouTube as well, if you prefer watching there. We had some questions beforehand, so I guess I'll go ahead and start answering those. And then if you have any other questions, just go ahead and fire away, and yeah, we'll have a good time. And we'll be giving away We'll be giving away Superstar SEO Academy, a free month of it, to 2 people today. So unless you're Barry Page, you should be able to look forward to that. Luis said, can you give an outline of what it looks like to build a social media following that you can capitalize on there's dollar signs. Can you also elaborate on some techniques within the outline for success? Okay, so the hardest part with that is getting started. If you already have a business or anything like that where you can leverage people into it, that's a great way to start. If not, then start with something. I recommend either a YouTube channel or a Facebook group, because a YouTube channel, you're going to get traffic from that you don't have to pay for and that you can kind of just earn. And then a Facebook group, you can interact with them, so kind of leverage one into the other. And if you have some money, that can help too. You can run some ads to drive people to content, then over to like your Facebook group, like maybe leverage the YouTube channel into the Facebook group. And again, it depends on what platform works best for you. You might prefer Instagram. It depends on what you're doing and what you like to do. But those are kind of the things to do. In the beginning, it's going to suck. You have to keep putting out content when nobody's watching, or it seems like nobody's watching, just to keep putting it out and just so there's something there. And eventually, both the algorithms and the people will come to that, so that's good. From there, elaborate on some techniques that within the outline for it. So the first thing to do is be omnipresent within whatever it is. If it's a Facebook group, for example, answer every question in the beginning that you can, post content that only people there get. Make it like a community, like with the Superstar SEO Facebook group, which is where a lot of you are watching right now. I try to make it more valuable than a paid membership, give people free stuff, discounts, free content, and then just get to know them on a one-to-one basis. Like you may notice when I do these, I'm able to say, hey, it's good to see you, it's good to see you, it's good to see you. And that's because I've taken the time to build a relationship with a lot of the individuals in that group. Now, it's grown to the point where I can't do that with everybody and, still have time for everything else. But that's kind of the main thing. And then from there, don't beat them up with offers. You definitely want to make money with it. You can't invest this kind of time into something and not expect to make some coin with it, because ultimately that's the goal, right? But don't over offer. I see that a lot with beginners, and it just turns people off. Just think about how much you hate it when people sell to you too much, and don't do that. So give like a 4-to-1 free stuff to offer to paid stuff ratio, and you'll probably be good there. So that was a lot. I hope that answered it. If not, let me know and we'll come back to it. Luis also asked, I've been contemplating starting a local SEO business for a niche. In fact, I have a business within this niche. What would be a great way to market to those in my niche, and how do you price your services? I'd like to charge monthly and have a way to track tangible results, money, for my clients to justify the expense of hiring my company. Also, is it possible to outsource work with good results and still remain profitable? That's a lot of questions. I'll try to tackle them one thing at a time. The first thing is you already are in a good position because you speak their language, meaning that you're already in that niche or industry and you know the nuance involved with it. So you can talk to them in a way that they understand. One of the coaches in Superstar Academy, available at superstarseo.com/academy, Scott, has mastered a particular niche and he knows all the little phrases they do and don't like and all the little ins and outs of the niche, and it really, really helps. So you're in a good position to do that. So then what you need to do is start getting some success with SEO for yourself and say, hey guys, I'm generating, these leads, phone calls, whatever it is you're doing with SEO, and as a, let's say, dentist or whatever. And then you can be like, well, if you want, I can kind of help you with that too. And then kind of become the go-to person. Again, in Superstar Academy, there's one guy, I don't want to give away the niche, but there's one guy who is in a particular niche who has become kind of the expert for SEO for that particular niche. And he brought a bunch of people into Academy that are also doing that, and they've learned from him. And they've all kind of grown their businesses together because he kind of took the lead. So that's kind of what I think you should do there. As far as how to price it, I mean, I price my clients on, everyone gets a different price based on their difficulty, or their particular campaign needs. So that's kind of how that works. Is it possible to outsource the work? Absolutely, yeah. You should, in fact, in the beginning and maybe the whole time, depending on your model, you should focus on funding the company and filling the pipeline more than the fulfillment. So that was a long answer, but those were a lot of questions. I think I got everything. If not, let me know. Richard says he's a UK-based SEO looking to make more money. What would you suggest? Bigger paying clients or affiliate or rank and rent or a combination of all three things? All of those are viable models. I know people hate this answer, but it really just depends on you. If you like working with clients and having a quote-unquote real business, then clients are probably the way to go. I am not a fan of rank and rent, but that can work as well. And it's kind of the same thing as client. It's just you have to do all the work on the front end. So, affiliate, once you get a stable income from client or services or whatever you decide to do, then you can do affiliate as kind of a side hustle. The problem with affiliate is that it takes a long time to start getting results, and you have to worry about sales copy and sites that convert and stuff like that. So the fastest path to money is absolutely client, but if you don't like dealing with clients, I don't particularly like dealing with them, it may not be the right fit for you. So it just depends. So hopefully that answered that. Adam says, what do you think is to dedicate some time daily to develop your coding skills plus doing your normal online work, or dedicate your time to getting more clients than normal and earn money with no skills at developing? If you're selling something, you should at least have a good understanding of it. And you don't necessarily have to be the best, but you should have a good grasp on it. If you're doing the fulfillment yourself, you need to be really good at it. But ultimately, sales are what matter. Sales solve everything. So you definitely want to focus that growing your business to always be your number one focus. So hopefully that answers that. YouTube is really quiet today, and I did it right too, which is disappointing, but oh well. Barry says, even though I can never win, I'm still going to play. You talking about life or the free month of Academy? Let's see. This is Farhan, says, can web development and SEO be run parallel? Absolutely, yeah. In fact, SEO is a great upsell to building a website. So there you go. Ed says, what's the best way to leverage existing customer successes? More specifically, gaining referral clients. What I like to do is a case study. And, like Bob's mechanic shop started with 0 clients and 0 presence. And then in 6 months, we took them to the first page of Google and generating more business for them than they can possibly handle. Give out as much information as you and your client feel comfortable. And just nothing sells better than proof. So you use that to do proof. And then if you build a good enough relationship with them, ask them to ask their friends. Like business owners tend to know business owners. So ask them to help you out. If you're on YouTube and you have any questions, go ahead and fire away, by the way. There's some people watching, they're just being shy. Steven says, planning keyword ratios into your content workflow. You talk about percentages in the course and was wondering if those are edited in or planned from the beginning. What does that workflow look like? How do you determine when to use core keywords versus phrases of buying intent and then skyscraping your content? Okay, so first of all, the ratio, that's kind of Jeff's thing. I do things a little differently. The main things I look at with a keyword are I start with an overall topic and then branch off into ones that I think people are going to buy. There has to be a little bit of traffic to justify it, and how much is kind of a fluctuating thing. But start with your overall concept and then create, you could even call them silos, although that's a term in SEO and I don't want to mix things up, but like a flow chart out from there. So, and like the one I'm doing on YouTube is keto for vegans, and then we'll have like keto for vegan snacks over here, and then keto for vegan exercise plans or something. I don't really know. And then you can splinter off of those and kind of do that. So I like to start with the main topic so I can help theme the site and then build out supporting stuff. So I hope that makes sense. If not, let me know. Bogdan says, where can I see the answers? Michael says, nothing off the top of my head since I'm so new to all this, but I have clicked to attend so I can learn. Oh, well, good. Let's see if we got any live questions. Oh, boy. Let's see. Hey, Chris, looking well, man. Thank you. Thank you. That was from Russell Freddie Edmonds. You know I like to look pretty for you. Michael says, interaction creates transactions. Absolutely. That may or may not be the reason that I do these. Keith just joined. What's up, Keith? Stavros says, question, did you ever have an issue with IFTTT? I'm trying to connect it with Blogspot, but I'm getting an error message a few hours after. Even from a paid service, still happening the same issue. I tried myself and had the same error as well, so I'm not sure what's going on. Looks like connection getting lost after a few hours. Anything I can check? To be honest, I would hit up their support if they offer it. I don't know. I have seen that happen, and I usually just moved on to the next thing, but it does break a lot. That's kind of the downfall of IFTTT, especially if you do like a big ring. Then if one chunk of that ring breaks, the whole thing falls apart. So I would see if they have a support document or support person that can help you out with that. Keith says, hi, Chris. Hey, Keith. How's it going, buddy? Russell Freddie Edmonds says, Chris, just a question on mindset. Just wondering how you maintain focus. I'm probably not the person that you need to talk to about that, to be perfectly honest. I have a hard time focusing on things. I've gotten better at it, and what's worked for me is getting as much off of my plate as possible, and by getting other people to help me do things. So what I mean by that is, hiring staff, getting people, friends and family, basically things like that, to take the things that shouldn't take up my time so I can focus on the thing that does. I had someone start I guess it's been about a month now ago, and that's been a huge relief already. And like just the little things that she picks up every day have been a big help. So yeah, that's good. Dijon says, does higher referral traffic have influence on organic? I mean, more traffic from anywhere equals better SERP position. As long as it stays on the site and it gets there through a real referral source, then yeah, I think it does have a big influence. Now, is it the top influence and the magic site creator that magic ranking creator that a lot of people, some people say? Probably not, but it's absolutely a factor. Stavros says, thanks for the answer. Over on YouTube, Snag Success, hey, what's up? Says, 2 lucky people will win a free month of Superstar SEO Academy. That's right, here in a few minutes, we're going to do a drawing, and then at the end, we'll do another one. And we'll hook you up with a free month of Superstar SEO Academy. So stay tuned. All right, back to our pre-whatever question. Let's see. This is from Michael Randall. He says, even with a site implementing hreflang, and he gives an example, to cater for different countries with GeoIP to redirect to specific countries like that site /US for US, would you amend site structure to do away with the structure and keep it as basic as .com? Or implement other changes? My concern is that link juice will be lost in the redirects plus speed issues, but worried that a move away from current structure will cost SEO. Well, let me preface this by saying I don't have a ton of experience in this, so I'm just going to go by what I've seen other big sites do, and I think something like domain.com /US /CA / whatever other countries you want to serve is probably the way to go. I don't have a ton of experience with that, so don't take my word as gospel. But I'm the only non-US sites I've worked on have been Canadian, and I haven't done too many global ones like that, so I don't really have a good answer for you. But what you described there is what I've seen, and if it's working, I wouldn't mess with it. That's kind of my answer for everything, is if it works, don't fix it. Russell Freddie Edmonds says, cheers, man. Cheers to you as well. Dejan says, thank you. Thank you. Thanks for showing up. I know it's a Friday and it's the summer, so it means a lot to me that people take the time out of their day to come hang out a little bit. Tim says, rankings for my site went through the roof recently. Congratulations, man. I know you've been working hard for a long time, so glad to hear that. I'm in the fury. I ended up working out a deal with a web hosting company for them to send me their internet and marketing clients. Oh, snap. Good for you. The owner of that firm said they go in clients about once a month looking for $10,000 to $20,000 worth of work. Any tips on scaling up from near zero with a daytime job to handling business on that scale quickly? Sounds too good to be true. I don't want to quit my job until I have a solid contract and money in hand. You kind of answered your own question there. Definitely wait until you have enough income coming in that you can count on being there for at least 6 months to a year. And that way you can have, you can keep a roof over your head. But also don't wait so long that you stymie your opportunities. So if you can get one of them to sign you a contract, I don't know what your income needs are, but if you can get that kind of a business to where you can rely on it to live off of, then definitely run with it. So I'm glad to hear that, man. You've been working really hard for a long time. I'm glad to see it catching on. It really pays off if you stick with it. So good for you. Nix says, if you lost everything today, how would you build it all back up in 18 months, and what would you do different? That's a good question. I don't know about the time frame thing because it's so arbitrary, but this is actually, and if you go watch on my YouTube channel at chrismwalker.tv, you'll find a video where I talk about one of the philosophies I use to motivate myself, and that is one bad day. I stole that from a Batman comic, at least not I guess even the principle in the words, but it was called The Killing Joke. But basically, what I try to think of is, what would it take for everything to collapse? And what can I do to make it to where that one bad day has to be much worse in order for me to lose everything? So that's something I do think about. If you ask me what I would do, is I would definitely start doing three things. The first thing I would do would be client, whether it's SEO or Facebook ads or something like that. I'd start with clients because you're one phone call away from having enough income to live off of. And then I would do marketplace services because there's a traffic source built in, and I already have the skill, presumably, in this hypothetical scenario, so I could start offering that again. And I would just hustle to get as many of my offers in front of people as possible. Would build it all back up in 18 months. I don't know that I could do all the same things that I've done in 18 months because it's taken me years to get to that point. But to build up an income and a business, I could absolutely do that again in 18 months. And I would do that by first focusing on getting as many clients as possible to give me as much revenue as possible. And then from there, I would do marketplace services because that's quick money too. And then kind of build from there. And so if I lost everything, if you mean like just my assets and my resources, then it doesn't matter because I still have the skills. If you've lost the skills, then that's kind of a silly question. So I guess that's probably not what you meant. So there we go. Snag Success says, how do you make clients / people take you seriously if you're young and doing SEO and offering services? I don't want to completely disregard that question because it may be legitimate, but just show them results. Like, ultimately, that's what's going to matter to people, Like, whether you're 15 or whether you're 50, that if you can provide them results and prove to them the results, just talk to them. Like, I think it sounds like you're creating something in your mind that is an issue, and you really just want to present yourself in a way that you are the solution to their problem, even though you may be younger than the perception of it. But I don't think it really matters. Like, what's that kid's name? Yasher has been very successful in SEO, and I think he's probably like 18 by now, but God, he's been around for years. So just have the confidence that you have the ability to give people what they need and just go forward like that, you know. Max Smile says, I work for a B2B company. High fee model. We do not have people to build linkable assets. We only have around 2,800 service pages. Our DA is 39. Old website launched in 2003. How to do link building without creating linkable assets. Note, our competitor interlinks within their own websites or do press releases. So it sounds like you're asking for like an overall link building strategy. You can do outreach via email and things like that to get guest posts and niche edits and things like that. Otherwise, excuse me. I'm kind of not totally following. Interlinking with your own websites is good. Press releases are good. And then just you can build up free link properties, and you can pay for linking as well. You can hire a link building company to do your SEO too. Can you maybe clarify a little bit what you mean? Like, are you asking how to do link building? You don't really know how. If you have 2,800 service pages, you have tons of linkable assets. Like, you should definitely want people to link to those. So I'm maybe not 100% clear what you're asking. Snag says, what if you have no results though? If you have the skill, you can get the results. And if you're worried about that, just build up your own website. Just start an SEO site. There's a video on my channel that shows how you can start an SEO agency site for about $20 in less than an hour. So check that out. But just start ranking your own site, and then just present yourself in a way that you're confident you get the results. If you have the skill, you should be confident that you can get them results. So that's kind of what I would do. But yeah, in the meantime, start ranking videos, ranking your own website. That helps you sharpen your axe anyway, and like build up that skill set, and go from there. Let me get a drink of water. I think I answered what you're asking. Let me know if not. Let's see if we have any more lab questions on Facebook. Alan says, thank you for putting up the video on doing site restore in Academy. It saved me a ton of money, and those sites have really helped with rankings. Awesome. I'm glad it helped. When you say Academy, you're talking about Superstar SEO Academy, right? superstarseo.com/academy. The thing I'm going to be giving out a free month of here in a minute. I think that's what you mean there, right? That was not subtle at all. Mike just joined. Hey, what's up, Mike? Michael says the wall behind you is too bare. Let me know if you want a banner for free for the wall with your logo on it, or maybe both Legiit and Superstar on it. My treat. Your Facebook group of experts and videos are helping me out big time. Just started off with SEO. Let me know. Well, that's very generous of you, man. I may take you up on that. I'll message you after. Thank you. I've only moved in here a few months ago, and it's not a priority. But you're right. I think it would spice the place up a little bit. Mike says, Chris, what would you say you've seen most people struggle with when it comes to building an online business/service? Convincing themselves that they have something to offer. That's kind of what I was just answering over there, and it's a question I see a lot. Is a lot of people think, well, what if I don't have this yet? What if I don't have that? Just have confidence in yourself that you have the skill set, and if you don't, go learn it. But I think that getting in their own way and like talking themselves out of going for it is probably the biggest obstacle. I don't want this to sound like I'm pumping myself up, because that's absolutely not what I'm doing, but I have placed twice in my life, I've placed major bets on myself when I wanted to do something else and quit very secure jobs to go do them, and both times it paid off. So that's kind of my answer, is have confidence in yourself and just go do it. It's kind of the thing that I see people struggling with the most. Sometimes, and for like people that start on Legiit, they say they don't start because they don't know what to offer. I guarantee everybody listening to this has something that they can offer, and whether it's Legiit or just as a business, that they can offer to help to people that people will pay for. And if not, just figure out what people don't like to do and offer that to them. Snag says, what do you recommend to rank an authority affiliate website, like off-page SEO stuff? So a lot of your work for an affiliate site is going to just come from pumping out great content regularly, as much as I hate that cliche. But from there, you want to pick the high traffic keywords and target them with high quality links like guest posts, niche edits, and PBNs, and just kind of push those up. And if you interlink properly and have a lot of authority on your site, you'll have to do that less and less as time goes on and as the site builds itself up. So hopefully that answered that. Paul says, any chance you can do it at a more office worker for now friendly time? I mean, it's tough. I can't, because I have a lot of foreign audiences too, but I'll see what I can do. Maybe we'll do one during the week in an evening or something, because I get that. I mean, it's impossible to please everybody when it comes to the time, but I'll see what I can do. You suggest I do daily articles rather than posting 30 articles in like 2 weeks in one a day so it ranks quicker. I don't know. If you can do an article a day, I think that's fantastic. You got to remember that whether it's YouTube or Google, they're computers, and computers like patterns, and if you can give them a consistent pattern, that's going to be more friendly to them. So if you have it within you to do an article a day, I would do it that way. I've tried that before, and as many of you have followed my YouTube channel know, I never last. But yeah, if you can do one a day or one a week or whatever it is, then definitely do that. Also, how do you compete with people who already have SEO agencies and established agencies, big agencies? See, there again, you're creating obstacles for yourself. And I'm not trying to pick on you, because that's definitely not what I'm doing. I want to help you with this. You're looking at obstacles instead of opportunities. So if there's a big agent, I'm not the biggest agency, you know, and all you have to do is there's enough business to go around, so you don't have to compete with them. You just have to get clients. And some people prefer a smaller, I guess the term is boutique agency, where they work one-on-one with somebody or with a small team. So I think overall, though, you need to fix your perception of what you want to do. Start thinking of yourself as already to your goal, and then just kind of go out there and get it. You know, it seems like you're afraid to. And I'm trying. I don't hope this doesn't come off as picking on you. I'm trying to help it. It seems to me that you're creating a mental obstacle for yourself when really you could just go. You already likely have all the skill set just based on the questions you're asking me. You already have the skills that you need to be successful. So now you just have to go put them into practice and go out there and get it. So I'm not a big like rah bust, work hard, all that stuff, but I think that would really help you out, is if you just start accepting that Snag Success, whatever your real name is, you have a moral obligation to them to offer what you can do to them. So pump yourself up that way, to let them know that you are the man and that they are doing themselves a disservice by not hiring you. So that kind of rambled a little bit there, but I hope that helps. Max Smile, let me move this over here so I'm not looking at the wrong camera while I'm reading YouTube questions. Max Smile says, all 2,800 service pages are of commercial intent. My difficulties are finding who can link us. If you're struggling with that, if you're doing outreach and you're struggling to get people to do it, to link to you, you may have to buy some links. So that's the other route you can go. Or you can create your own assets, but it sounds to me like what you really need is either to work on your outreach process, because something with the people you're outreaching to is not connecting, and you need to sell the value to them, or you may just have to pay for some links or some link building service. Let me jump over to Facebook. I don't want to neglect anybody. How to find trending product / niche for affiliate marketing? That's a good question. Keep your eyes open. If you watch TV or involved in the world in any way, keep an eye on what people are interested in. Like, I built a nootropic site in, I want to say 2015. That when right around the time that show and that movie, what was it called, Limitless, came out, and that site still makes me money every single month because I got ahead of that trend of nootropics and smart drugs, I think is what they're called. You can use Google Trends. I've never had as much success with that as people say it is. You can, just read the news, watch Facebook, and just try to be ahead of trends. And that's actually a great thing to do with affiliate sites, is build sites where there's no traffic yet, but there may be in the future. So it's easy to rank, and once you get it ranked number one, really, you're going to stay at number one a lot of the time. So just kind of like watch what's going on in the world, like read the news, read technology sites are great for that, because technology is kind of always like ahead of the curve type thing. So Uh, Alan says, not everybody has the mettle to be self-employed. If you aren't confident in who you are, the impression is communicated to potential customers, clients. I agree with that up to a point. I definitely agree that if you're not confident, it's going to show. I think everybody has it within themselves. It's just a matter of whether it gets unlocked or not. So, one more question, and then we'll do our first drawing. Do you think it'd be easy for me... let me try that again. So, you think it'd be easy for me if I'm already making full-time income online with affiliate sites? I mean, you definitely can do that. I don't know what you mean by that. Do I think it'd be easy for you? If you're already making full-time income online, so you think it'd be easy for me if I'm already making full-time income online with I don't understand that question. Maybe you can clarify it for me, I guess. Because I see a lot of services, because I see a lot of people offering crappy services, but then I see people like Jeff from Legiit and you and Neil Patel seem way better at SEO than me. The thing is, SEO is just a process. Like, sure, some people are better than others, but the basics, it's really very basic. Like there's only a handful of steps, and just if you can figure out the process, it's just a blueprint that you can tweak here and there. People want to make SEO harder than it is, and I don't know why that is, but it's not just you. I see that in SEO all the time. So you can absolutely make a full-time income with affiliate sites. I know people that do it. Also, how do you think people who offer crappy services get clients? Because I see on your Facebook group, some guy got crappy services, and other places I hear all the time. So, like an SEO agency. So, the struggle you're having there is you're feeling like that having the best service means that you're going to always get all the business. And unfortunately, it probably should be that way, but it's not. It's more about selling and whatever. So those people with crappy services know how to convert sales, whether that is ethical or not is, for each person to decide. I think you should have at least a good amount of skill if you're going to sell it, but at the same time, you shouldn't have to worry about being the best. But how can I answer that? If it just means that they know how to sell and close people, Bibando says, hello, Chris, long time. Do you still make affiliate sites? A little bit, yeah. I have some that I've kind of gotten I kind of gave up on, not gave up on, but I got pulled away to other things while I was doing them that are kind of half done, but I'm working with a member of my team to get those pumped up. So I still do it. It's still my favorite thing to do in internet marketing. Alrighty, how about we do our first drawing? Let's see, looks like we've got 19 people watching. So we'll go ahead and do 20. So what I want, it's 3:33 until 3:35. Go ahead and put in a number between 1 and 20. And the person that gets closest to it will win a free month of Superstar SEO Academy. And let me bring up Google over here. Random number generator. Snag says 16. Michael says 3. Keith says 4. Robbie says 17. Alan, you're already in. You can't win. Melanie says 11. Russell Freddie Edmonds says 11. 11's already taken. You need to pick another number. Stavros says 14. Mike says 14. Mike, pick a different number, please, if you still want to win. We got about a minute left. Let's jump back over to YouTube. Max Smile says 8. Astrodin says 14. 14's already been taken. Bibando says 15. Will says 16. Got 30 seconds left. Will, you already put in for 16. Russell Freddie Edmonds says 13. Alan says give 18 to Russell Freddie Edmonds. Okay, that's fine. Mike Sims says 2. Astrodin says 3. And time is up, so let's generate our random number. 6. I love how it's always a number that nobody picked. Every time. All right, next one is 7. Nope, nobody said 7. Oh, okay. I got you. Let's see. That's too late, Michael, but nice try. 8. Come on, Google. Are you just like giving me a... Oh, I see what the issue is. Let's see. Anybody say 8? Max Smile picked 8. Yes, that's right. Max Smile picked 8. So, I guess the easiest thing to do would be... I don't really know how to get a hold of you. I didn't think about this for YouTube. Can you either make sure that your YouTube DMs are turned on, or send an email to info@superstarseo.com and we'll hook you up. I didn't think about that. I don't know how to message somebody on YouTube like I do on Facebook. But anyhow, congratulations, Max Smile, for the free month of Superstar SEO Academy. We'll do another one at the end. So if you didn't win that one, stay positive and we'll keep going. So there we go. Alrighty. All right. Let's see. There looks like there's a question over here. Looks like we had another 8. I don't know who came first. So Andy, I'll hook you up with a free month as well because I don't know who picked first. It's kind of hard to manage. Let's see. Want to make sure I don't miss anybody. All right, let's go back to some of the pre-live stream questions. Sultan says, off-page SEO facts. What is the impact of anchor text in 2019? Should I use exact keywords or similar anchor or nothing related to the keywords? The answer is all of the above. So my process is this. What I like to do is start with a bunch of branded and URL anchors from things like social profiles, profile links, Web 2.0s, citations, things like that. That way I have a nice big round of branded and generic and URL anchors. And then I kind of go to the keyword, the exact anchors and the LSI keywords and kind of do that. So start by building up a whole bunch of brand authority around it, which will include your branded URLs, your naked URLs, and your generic URLs, anchors, I should say. And then you can start with the keyword anchors because then you have way less chance of over optimizing and it just looks more realistic. So that's kind of the answer to that. Let's see if there's any live questions. All right, I'm not going to respond to that. Snag says, how come people don't rank local business websites with creating content? Why always focus Google My Business, backlinks, and other citations? Because it works better. Like, I mean, how much, like, nobody's, if you need a plumber or a locksmith or something, you don't want to go read an article about the advantages of having a locksmith or whatever. Like, you want to go find the one that's first and pay them to get your problem done. It works better. And as far as backlinks and citations, that just works better as well. Plus, creating content, I know white hatters will get triggered by this, but it takes too long. California Architect says, have you tried to rank in Google Images, and if so, how? Yes, I have. In fact, I'm pretty sure if you search YouTube for how to rank in Google Images, I'm going to beat my chest here a little bit, but first I'm going to make sure that I'm right. Pretty sure I'm number 1 in YouTube for how to rank in Google Images. Yes, I am. So just go search YouTube for how to rank in Google Images, and you'll find my video number 1. And that'll show you exactly how you do it. And that gives me a chance to brag. In fact, let me just go ahead and plop the link in there. Boom. But, don't watch it until we're done here. Let's see. But if you do the other way, wouldn't they eventually get penalized by Google? No, not at all. That's something that white hat people will tell you, but no, that's not the truth. Bibando says, is it still worth making Amazon affiliate sites? Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Amazon as an affiliate because the commissions are so low. But the good thing is it's the everything store, so you can get everything. No matter what niche you're in, you can find something, Is Neil Patel white hatter? I don't know. I don't really follow Neil that much. Probably, but I'm pretty sure he talks about backlinks too, so not really. And there's really no such thing as white hat. When I say that, I'm using it in kind of a derogatory manner, and I probably shouldn't do that, but I do that because they tend to have like get on their high horse and preach down at people that talk about building links. But if you know what you're doing, building links won't create a penalty, and in fact, even if you don't know what you're doing, it's hard to get a penalty. So don't worry about that. And yeah, he's more of a content marketer than he is an SEO anyway. No, I said in YouTube, not in Google, Michael. If you go to YouTube and search how to rank Google images, my video is number 1. Where I ranked for the most handsome man in South Carolina. 1 second here. No, I can't apparently paste a picture there, but I was gonna, whatever. Yeah, but yeah, if you go to YouTube, search YouTube for how to rank in Google images, my video comes up number 1. Is there any advantage to building backlinks to a GMB site? Not in my opinion. What's the difference between content marketer versus SEO? Content is marketing is you are putting out content that will drive sales, and it doesn't necessarily have to be from search engine. Now he does get a lot of traffic that way, but I doubt he's like ranking sites and stuff other than his own. So content marketing could be done without Google altogether, although that's not the case with him. But he's definitely not an SEO, although SEO is his product, if that makes sense. I think that would be my ranking. Why don't you have do a podcast of tips? This is kind of my podcast. There's only so much like content I can put out, and this is kind of my preferred method instead of doing a podcast. I just, there's only so many hours in the day, and as much as I love doing stuff like this, there's not a ton of ROI on it. So, I kind of have to pick my battles. That's something that Russell Brunson talks about. He says you got to pick like 3 traffic channels, and one of them has to be email. So mine are YouTube and Facebook for the most part. Like I have an Instagram, but I don't even run it. I just show up every couple months to take some pictures, and that's it. Latest tech. This is from Varun. He says latest techniques in off-page optimization. It really hasn't changed all that much, to be honest. Like I said, what I like to do is just have a great. I need to come up with a term for this, but a great big bubble around my site from all these other properties that I build that can get done pretty quickly. And then I just use the powerful links, your niche edits, PBNs, and guest posts to finish the job. So that's kind of my answer to that. Melanie says, I know that ranking doesn't happen overnight. However, why is a 6-month contract often required for SEO when it seems that nothing is being done after the first month? Am I missing something, or have I been working with the wrong person? Should that person simply be optimizing things for new content during that time? To be honest, it sounds pretty reasonable what they're telling you. It sounds like they're just not communicating very well. But 6 months is very reasonable, as a very reasonable time frame, depending on, the keyword and the niche and the positions and things like that. But it sounds like they're just not telling you what they're doing. I kind of see both points of view on that. Like, they should definitely give you an idea of what their plan is, but you also shouldn't want them to report every little thing they do, because that's, why do you care? As long as they get you results. And it sounds like they're not getting the results, which is a whole other conversation. But it doesn't sound like they're ripping you off. It just sounds like they communicate poorly. So I would express to them that you would like some better communication, and either they give it to you or they don't. But a 6 month, I don't do contracts, a lot of companies do, but 6 months is not unreasonable. So I don't think you're probably getting ripped off. I think they're probably just not communicating well. And let's see. So you think it's smart, this is from Snag Success, to create high quality content on your agency website and keep pumping out content and promote? Do you think it's better than pitching clients? You should be doing both. You definitely can put out high quality content on your agency site because it'll draw people into your business. In fact, I got a lead this week that way. I mean, a couple. I get leads every day, but I got a really good one that I'm going to close this week that way. So it's definitely worth doing that, but you should also be out there selling. I don't like the word pitching because it makes me think of like old school boiler room type sales, but you should definitely still always be selling. You know, you should always be going to events or running ads or whatever traffic source you choose. You should always be doing that. So Bibendo says, how has the recent update affected SEO? To be honest, this one doesn't seem like it was that bad. I haven't seen that much chatter about it. In my sites, I didn't really see a lot of impact. I had a few that went up and none that went down. So this one seems to have been pretty mild. With the fact that they announced it ahead of time, is, as we know, is very strange. And to me, it felt like they were trying to honeypot people into doing things and like catching them doing things they shouldn't be doing. I have nothing to support that, and I could be totally wrong. It's just how it seemed like something that may have happened. So, how to find PBNs? I like to use Register Compass to find ones that meet the metrics and niches that I'm looking for. So that's the tool I use, registercompass.com. Approximately what would be the cost and timeline to build links using PBNs? It depends on how many you want to build. Like you can find a domain and set up the hosting and stuff for it all pretty quickly. But you know, if you're building hundreds of them, it can take a lot of time and cost a lot of money. So this depends on the scope of your project and the PBN you want to build. Dark Knife Gaming says, who do you refer for managing Google AdWords? It depends on what level you're at. If it's just for like your local business or whatever, I shouldn't say just. If it's for your local business or something like that, check out searchup.co.uk. That's a good friend of mine, Craig Griffiths. He's very good at that. If you need it on a great big scale where you're spending hundreds of thousands a month, I have a name for you. I don't want to drop it, but I can recommend somebody if that's what you're looking to. Snag Success says, do you offer/recommend running Facebook ads or Google ads for them, or growing their social media like Instagram? So there's two schools of thought on this. The first is you should be able, if you have the ability to do that stuff, you should give them every opportunity to give you as much money as possible. The downside of that is then you end up doing a lot of things mediocre and not being a specialist at one particular thing. So it just depends. There's both ways to do it. You can focus your agency simply on SEO or one of those other skills and do very well, or you can you can do more of a general internet marketing company and do that too. I think that it's best to start with one thing and then maybe do those as add-ons as time evolves and your agency evolves and your skills evolve. So I would start with niching to one particular offer and growing from there. Having said that, don't do like I do and pick a business name that kind of forces you into one. If I had it to do over again, I wouldn't have chosen Superstar SEO, although I love that name, and it would have been Superstar something. But you know, that kind of makes it an SEO company. So that's just something to think about. Michael says, is it true that the max amount of citations we should do in the US is 350? Also, I noticed other local SEO people pay me X every month. Pay me X every month, and we will do your GMB page and citations every month for a year. If you do all the citations the first month and they're done right, what is charging every month after that? What they're charging you every month after that is, well, they're just trying to keep a recurring revenue. There's nothing wrong with that, but if that's all they're charging you for, you're getting ripped off. As far as the amount, you probably don't need 350 of them. What you need are the core ones, you know, your Yelps, your Yellow Pages, things like that. And then you need the niche specific ones you can find. And then you need to match your competitors. So those are kind of the main three things you need to do. 350 is an awful lot, in my opinion. And it sounds like to me that you're getting a low quality agency offering, or maybe it's something like Yext or something like that. But I don't know. That doesn't seem like a good deal if that's all they're doing. Carlos, hey, what's up, Carlos? A past winner of the free month, by the way. He says, "Hi, Chris. I have a client that is asking for an on-page audit, and the site is, buddy, I wouldn't share my client sites like that, so you may want to edit that out. The thing is that they de-index the pages. Oh boy. It's a real estate marketplace in Mexico. The question is, how can I evaluate the on-page and screaming fraud? Why would they de-index the pages? That sounds like a nightmare. I mean, I guess that kind of like is the end of your audit, right? Like, I don't see how you can. Step one, remove make your pages make them indexable. Again, I don't think that's a word, but that would be the first thing. I don't think you can really do much as far as like tools. You can manually go in and look at things and make suggestions, but I don't think that anything more than that. There was a question I breezed over because I thought it was a little sarcastic, but I'm going to go back to it. This is from Rashid. He says, nobody will teach you complete SEO step by step. The tech only basic, laugh out loud. I've never seen to anyone teaching in live project for rank laugh out loud. Well, that's because you aren't following the right people. In Superstar SEO Academy, available at superstarseo.com/academy, I have a case study where I literally took it from buying the domain name. In fact, I even showed you how I chose the domain name and the business name, all the way to ranking #1 for all sorts of local terms. So I do that, and I'm pretty sure that I know others that do that as well. So I don't know who you're following, but you want to improve the quality of who you're following. So saying nobody will teach you complete SEO step by step is just patently incorrect. Now YouTube's going good. Let's see. How come certain people started off big? Like Gary Vee said how his first client was Gillette when he wasn't famous. 70 or 80K some deal, I think. I think he's full of shit, to be perfectly honest. But to say that he started off big, he didn't start off big. He started doing YouTube videos back when he was doing them on a flip phone on his camera. And that's how he got well known. So he was already well known from doing that because he put in the work. So I don't know if Gillette was his first client or not, but he did not. If you saw somewhere where he said he started big, that's not consistent with why I know of him. But if he did, then he was lying. While many other people recommend starting off charging with 1K to 2K, it depends on who your businesses are. Like if you're picking up a local, electrician or client or whatever, 1K to 2K, that's a lot of money for them. So that would be where you start off. If you don't have the confidence to go for a big thing like Gillette right away, then just start off with local businesses. You get 5 of those at 1 to 2K a month, you've got a pretty good living. Why not post client websites on the chat, by the way? Because some people are nasty and this literally happened in the Superstar SEO group one time, probably more than one time, but one that I know of where someone posted, I have this client and they posted the URL and I need help with them. And somebody went and contacted the client and said that the person you hired is in a group asking questions. So, and that's just one of the things people can do. So I recommend people not share private information. Excuse me. Vibando says, what autoresponder would you recommend? I have multiple sites, businesses, and like to use one autoresponder. The one I use now is ActiveCampaign. I've used all of them, and they all have different strengths and weaknesses, but overall ActiveCampaign has been my favorite. Snag says, so if you're well-known, you can charge big amounts? Absolutely. That's kind of Gary Vee's whole model with social media, is to make himself more famous and more of an authority so people will pay him. That's his model. It's not to say that that's the only one, but it's definitely one you can do. You were asking about Neil Patel earlier. He's kind of doing the same thing. His goal is to make himself famous by marketing his content and things like that. And then he gets, I don't even really know how he makes his money, to be honest, but that's kind of the goal. Just think about it. Think about it in sports. If somebody's a well-known player, they demand a higher salary. That's just business, Without being the top or industry standard, being below, there's plenty of room for everybody. McDonald's is, I think, the most successful fast food franchise, but there's still Burger King, Wendy's, Taco Bell, and so on. So there's always room for more. Like, you don't have the idea that there's a limited pool of opportunities and things like that. So that's kind of the answer to that, I think. But in reality, Gary isn't even one who's ranking or marketing their companies. No, but he's the CEO of his company that's doing the work. Like, they bought in because of him, and then he has people that do the work. I mean, like, when you buy something from Amazon, Jeff Bezos isn't shipping the product, but it's his company. You know, they're buying into his brand that people trust. Like, that's the CEO. Like, it's not up to one person to do all the fulfillment. It may be in the beginning, and in fact, if you read the Everything Store, the Jeff Bezos book, in the beginning, he literally was, along with his family, down there shipping out packages manually. But as time goes on, you become the business owner, and not, you start working on your business and not in your business. Like, Becker likes to talk about how the role of a CEO is just to make a handful of key decisions a year. And as I grow in my businesses, that's kind of where I'm getting more and more. So that was kind of a long shoe answer, but I hope that helped. Max says, following Rashid's question, how to measure the quality of SEOs we follow, because there's so many people talking about SEO. Previously, a group followed by Neil, suddenly Brian Dean emerged, now John Moo. I don't know who he is, but it just, you're going to respond to different people. They're all good in their own way. Just figure out who you like the most and who you don't, and follow the ones that you do, you know? There's no one right way. Different people are going to resonate with different people. Like, a big influence on mine was Alex Becker. A lot of people don't like Alex Becker, and I, to some extent, get why, although I think it's way overblown. But he resonated with me, and it's worked out well for me. Other people like Neil Patel. He doesn't engage me, but just figure out who you like and follow them. You know, it doesn't have to be like this gang war type thing. You know, you don't have to join the club or whatever. Pick from all of them if you like to do that. So I have nothing bad to say about any of them. They're all doing very, very well. Yeah, but like, people watch and buy from him because they view him as an expert, and this is from Snag Success, and such, same as Neil, but they aren't even doing it. No, but they're the face of their company. That's their job, is to bring them in, and I'm sure they have influence over the quality of their product. So, also in Facebook group, people are saying you will get outsourced to China farm. Why is that bad? I don't totally get that question. They're probably just, I don't really see why it's bad, as long as the quality of work is good. But what they're saying is you're probably going to get low quality service. I don't know that that's true, but that sounds like what people were saying there. BD Fox says, hi sir, how are you? Good, how are you? Let's hop back over to Facebook. And guys, we're winding down, so we're going to do one more. I'll catch up with whatever questions we have right now, and then we'll do one more drawing, and then we'll call it good. Carlos says, thanks, Chris. Russell Freddie Edmonds says, I would delete that comment. Hey, Chris, this is from Andre. He says, can you recommend a good keyword tracker besides SERPbook? I've been using ProRank Tracker for years, and I'm very happy with that. All right, we got 2 minutes left, so let's go ahead and do our last drawing. Overall, there are 22 people on, so I'm going to do between 1 and 25, and we're going to go for 2 minutes till 4 o'clock. So pick a number between 1 and 25, and we'll stop at 4 o'clock. Let's do 4:01 because it's 3:59 now, and the person who gets it wins. So go. Between 1 and 25. Michael says 20. Stavros says 14. 14 is popular today. BD Fox says he likes my t-shirt. Thank you. B Bando says 17. Max Smile, you already won. Snag Success says 12. California Architect says 7. Let's see. Will says 9. Keith says 4. Russell Freddie Edmonds says 7. Robbie says 17. Andy says 21. Russell, you already got a number. Quit stealing. Damo says 19. And we got about 5 seconds left. Oh, no, actually, we got about a minute left. That's my bad. That's on me. Damo says 19. I already said that. All right. Mike says 20. Number between 1 and 25. We have about 45 seconds left. $30 seconds. Looks like all the numbers are in. Andre says 25. $15 seconds left. And then once we pick our winner, I think we'll go ahead and wrap it for the week because my voice is raw. And time. So let's go ahead and refresh and set it to 25 and generate 2. Was there a 2? And guys, please don't do the funny thing where you guess the number I announce afterwards. It makes it very confusing. No 2. 6. I'm pretty sure there was a 6. No, maybe not. 17. I think there was a 17. I think that might have been on YouTube. Oh, there were 2. There was Bibando and Robbie. So, all right. I don't know. I have no way of tracking who did it first. So, we'll call it a tie between Bibando and Robbie. So, Robbie, I know you. I can send you the link. Bibando, you can. I don't know how to get a hold of you. Okay. Well, Bibando it is then. I don't know how to get a hold of you. If you can email info@superstarseo.com, I'll send you the link and get you started. If not, I'll try to figure out a way to do it on YouTube. I just don't know how, and it won't even let me click on your profile. So yeah. All right. So that was Bibando and Max Smile. So those were our winners for today. If you can email info@superstarseo.com and let me know that you won. You're in the Facebook group? Okay. I don't know who you are though. If you let me know your name, I can find you and do it that way. But either way, those are kind of the options. So just let me know and we'll figure it out. I think I saw a question from Barry Page. Barry's said he's guessing numbers. You're disqualified. I think you actually picked one of the numbers too, but you don't get to play. All right, guys, it's been a good session. We still have quite a few people on, so if you have any last-minute questions, fire away. Otherwise, we will go ahead and wrap this up. Dijon says 50. Russell Freddie Evans says congratulations. Michael says have a great rest of your Friday. Andre says congrats. Let's see. It's the easiest way to get clients without calling or going to networking events. Cold emailing. Max Smile says thanks for the lesson today. Learn new things. Oh, I'm glad. I enjoy these things, and I always hope that somebody gets some value out of it. So I'm glad you got something out of it. We do these most every Friday, so jump back on, and I'll see about adding a evening session somewhere in my schedule too. So I want to make sure I serve as many people as possible because you can believe me or not believe me, but that's ultimately my goal. So. Orlando says, woohoo, finally won something. You won a few weeks ago. Will's guessing 17 now. Robbie says, enjoy your weekend, Chris. You do the same. You got Barry over here again. Barry's crying, so another goal of mine accomplished. Anthony says, have a great weekend. Will said, what's your email? I know that you didn't win, so don't try to do that. But if you really do need to email something, you can email info@superstarseo.com, and my staff and I do monitor that all the time. So, I'm sorry, my team. I don't like saying my staff. Anthony says that, or Andre says, have a great weekend. All right, guys, I think that's good enough for this week. Had a great time. Congratulations to Max Smile and Bibando for winning a free month of Superstar SEO Academy. You make sure you get a hold of me one way or the other, and I'll hook you up with that. If you're watching on Facebook, follow me on YouTube at chrismwalker.tv, and if you're watching on YouTube, follow us on Facebook at superstarseo.group, and check out Superstar SEO Academy at superstarseo.com/academy. Have a great week, guys, and whatever it is that you want to do in life, go out there and do it, because you owe it to yourself and you owe it to the world. So don't be afraid, just go do it. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you next week.